Welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to our launch party. Now this is a really special launch party because although we're launching a party for one item, it's kind of like we're launching a party for many items, especially as today we have got for you our summer season savings. So your summer season savings today, we are offering you up to 60%, but some of them are 65%, on many items on our website. All of these things are wintry feel, let's say. And if you do want to get ahead with your crafting, this is your definite time to do it because these summer season sales are now, today, here. That's you, that's it. We're done. So do seize the moment on those if you're getting ready to get crafting. And speaking of getting ready of getting crafting, oh, Jan, we've had quite the day, but we've got loads more to come, don't we?
I know, we've still got lots to come in this show. I like the launch party shows. I like sort of the products, but I love the preview bits as well. So yeah, so we've got a bit of a launch during our launch party show tonight, and we're actually going to have a look at that new craft kit. So craft kit number 49 is all about building scenes. So I've got some samples here just to show you at the top of the show, and then in a little while we'll have a look in the box itself. But these are really cute little 5x5 designs, and you get the means in the box to create these apertures, build the scenes. You can layer them up and put dimension in them if you want, but just a really nice one to have a little go with. Would make an excellent gift, and I think it'd be nice for the kiddies as well, this one, because that building a scene can be absolutely anything. anything. So these are just a few examples. We've got one here that we've turned into a little easel card. But again, the 5-inch square cards are in the pack, in the craft kit. This one's just had a bit of glitter around it. It's sort of very wintry, that one. It looks lovely with the lamp there. And then we're going to do something similar to this for our demo. So I'm going to show you a little demo in how that works and how you create the aperture. So we're going to similar to this one, but I'm just going to tweak it a little bit. So that's our craft kit number 49. And then we've also got on the show those lovely framed Floral Create A Cards, and these are beautiful. These have been going well all day long. So we've got those traditional roses there, and this one's just been raised on some foam and some shaker pieces popped behind it, so perfect for that. And then we've got the dahlia there. And again, this has just been cut out of some silver card, popped behind, and then just a little bit of the sparkle pen in there just to add a bit of sparkle on it. Absolutely gorgeous. And then really striking are those poppies there. So you can just see that one's been done as a sort of diorama card with the papers in the background. We've got a beautiful paper pad with that one, which Becky will tell you a little bit more about in a second. And then third, we have no less than that beautiful sunflower collection. And again, this has been going well today. We've got those ability to make those lovely foam they look real on there, don't they?
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that they're a wee bit smaller than a sunflower. But yeah, the papers in that collection, you've got extra stamps and sentiments in there. Absolutely beautiful. And then there's a terrific embossing folder that comes with stencils, which allows you to apply the colour over the embossed areas. And then again, you know, if you want to take it to that sort of extra level, you can see there with part of the, this is actually part of a frame die cut that we've cut into. And then again, you've got those gorgeous little flowers. Whether you make them out of the foam or make them out of cardstock, they work both ways, but absolutely stunning. So yeah, a little bit of everything tonight. We're going to try and get a demo in for all of those things, just to give you some inspiration as well, Becky.
Oh, just fab. There's so many treats coming up. What are you most looking forward to? Let us know on our socials. You've got Susie looking after you. Hello, Auntie Penny saying good morning from Hut, Minnesota. Hello to Brian saying hello from Mississippi. I've got Felicia in with us in Ohio. We've got Mary Beth in with us. Hey, we've got Betsy in with us as well. Betsy, it was first time for her on our craft along earlier. You did a fantastic job, Betsy. You really did. Hello to Gabriella from Germany. I've also got Jutta in from Germany. Hello to you both. We have got Puerto Rico in with us today. Hello to Eileen. There's just loads of you coming in from all over. Let us know what you're up to today. Let us know what you're loving today. Also, today is National Selfie Day. It's also International T-shirt Day. And as you know, one of our favourite days of the week this week started yesterday. It's National Beard Week, so we've got loads that we can chat about. Let us know.
As well today, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
It's actually the longest day today, and then the nights will slowly start drawing in again, won't they?
And it's Craig and Debbie Fisher's birthday.
It sure is, yes, our little birthday twins.
So there's loads going on.
Busy all day.
Feel free to get in touch with us about your selfies, your T-shirts or your beards. We have got for you on our launch party a fabulous interchangeable sea dye collection. Now this is part of our box collection. I know a lot of you have them already. Message me in on socials. Let me know how many you've got, because can you believe this is already box number 49 already. With this one, you are going to get over 200 elements, and it makes a minimum of 18 cards. And when we say a minimum, I mean if you just use all the card blanks, all the envelopes, and then basically never use the dies or stamps again, which you won't. You'll use it over and over. It's $24.99 or $24.95 per kit today. If you do fancy getting it and adding it to your collection, now is your chance. It's a perfect gift for people. If you're brand new, it's your first day tuning in, welcome. Lovely to see you. this is a great one to get involved with, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah, because you've got a little bit of everything in there. It's like a little kit in its own right. So, like Becky says, if you're just starting out on your craft journey, these are great to get you started. It gives you a chance to try the dies, a chance to try the stamps, a chance to have a play with, you know, the different cardstocks and papers before you actually decide, do I want to sort of follow that? I mean, I'm sort of a stamper at heart, so anything stamp related, colour related is always the bit that sort of jumps out to me. But yeah, and I just think they're so nicely packaged that for a gift for a crafty friend, I'd be delighted if somebody you know, sent me something like that as a gift. So we'll have a little look inside, and then we're actually going to do a demo this time to show you how those elements work. So we always get some inspiration on the front, and you might recognise a couple of these from the samples that I've just shown you that we've got on the box here. So again, these are all sort of ideas that you can do with your kit. And then inside all the boxes, if you've been collecting these, you'll be used to these now. They've all got that lovely welcoming from our Sarah there, packaged beautifully in our Crafter's Companion tissue. Thank you for your purchase. And then inside is just jam-packed full of goodies. So I'm just going to take some of them out of the top and start nearer the bottom there, and you've sort of got your consumables in the bottom there. So we've actually got here 8 by 8 inch square cardstock, and this is double-sided cardstock. It does have a white core, but you've got that double-sided if you want to use it, and we've got a variety of colours in there. So you can just see through that colour scheme, really nice sort of colour palette, whether you want to do daytime scenes with the lighter shades or the nighttime scenes with those dark blues and things like that. And then to run alongside those, we've got a selection of little 5 by 5 papers, which are so cute. And the cards in here are 5 by 5 design. And I quite like that because sometimes the bigger cards can be a bit daunting. So actually bringing this down to a smaller size sometimes seems a bit more manageable. So you've got that beautiful night sky there. You've got, I love this one. It almost looks like deep dark sunset on that one. And then you've got the blues in there, and then we've got more of a daytime sort of theme going on. We're going to use this one in the demo. Love that turquoise and peach, and then you've got the greens there for sort of the hills, the grass. So absolutely beautiful. You can see how well they all sort of coordinate with those papers, with the cards there. So all those are your consumable elements in there. We'll pop those back in the bottom of the box, and they all come to you packaged beautifully in this lovely polka dot packaging, which I always keep because this is ideal for using, you know, it's a paper at the end of the day, so yeah, don't throw it away. And then you've got your card blanks and envelopes. There are 18 envelopes, 18 card blanks, and they're all that 5 inch square standard card size. Now there's nothing to stop you scoring this. We can make that twisted easel like you saw in the sample. You could actually cut one in half and make a normal easel. There's lots of different things. You don't have to stay with that traditional shape, but we've put those in there for you to get you going there. And then sort of the main elements in here are the dies and the stamps. So we've got the little die set that I didn't quite put back together properly earlier, so I'm losing part of it here. And I'm going to show you how to use these. You've got certain elements that are like an outline. So for example, this one will start to cut your aperture into the design so that you can then work behind it. And you've got the curved part of the aperture, part of the trees here, and then if you actually cut it on the other side of the card here, you're going to make a whole scene, and that's what we're going to do in the demo to create that tree line at the background, okay? So yeah, one of your dies is actually on the reverse, but by the time you've inked it and things like that, it doesn't show. And then you've got the other side of the aperture here, which creates a nice tree design, and then you've also got in there that lovely little lamp post there, which we're going to sort of incorporate as well. And then you've got a second option as well. This one actually cuts the fir tree into the side of it if you want to interchange them. And then also on there are certain elements that you can add in with the little house, the tree there, you've got clouds, and then this bit, it looks as if it should be on top of Jeannie's lamp, I think, this bit. But it's actually the smoke to come out of the chimney. But I just think if you've got a little lamp die, can you just imagine that as the smoke coming out of the lamp to get the genie out? All right, so absolutely gorgeous. As I say, I'm going to show you how to use these together in a second. And then we've got that nice little stamp set which offers extra stamped images. So if you think about your scene moving backwards, you're going to have brighter parts in the foreground. You can then start and stamp these in silhouette, and that's exactly what we're going to do on this one. Take these darker in the background, along with several, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different sentiments in there. It amazes me how much they can fit on one small sort of piece there. So that's the sort of main work elements in there. And then, as always, there are embellishments as well. So we've got 3 lots of beautiful ribbon there, which all coordinate. So you've got the different widths in there. And I'm not quite sure, I've lost some, do you know? Oh, there they go. We've got the most gorgeous little dewdrops as well. So these are self-adhesive, just clear little bubbles, but if you take your alcohol markers to them, you can actually colour them as well. So if you want to introduce a bit of colour, you can actually take that alcohol ink onto them and colour them in. So yeah, absolutely jam-packed full of goodies in there. Like Becky said, over 200 elements in it to make a minimum. And we say a minimum of 18 cards because we've given you 18 card blanks. But then there's nothing to stop you creating your own card blanks out of extra cardstock and still working with them, you know, until your papers and your cardstock have gone, and then you can start using them from other collections that you've got. So yeah, they literally go on for quite a long time with these. So shall we have a look at how they work? Shall we put this into practice and look at how they actually work? So the only thing that I've added to this is some of the smooth all-purpose card, and I've taken a couple of pieces of these that measure 4.5 inches square. These are what we're going to work into, and then we're going to mat and layer onto those little 5-inch cards. So I've taken a piece of the cardstock, just from that pack, that double-sided card, and we're just going to use this one as a matte layer. And then we're going to bring these ones, I've taken these just that little bit smaller, so you can see straight away we're building up that usual set of mats and layers, but we're going to cut into these. So what I want to do is create that scene. So I'm going to take the dies, and first of all I'm going to use this little tree line one. So this just creates the side aperture, and then these here are like a little row of fir trees. If I just grab that sample again from down here, because this is the one that I took my inspiration from. You can see here in the background where we've got that little tree line.
Oh yeah.
And that's what's made those here. All right, so we're going to cut it one side, and then I'm going to flip it over and cut it on the other side so that they almost join up to make the aperture, and then you'll get the full row of trees there. So that's going to go into that piece, and that's going to be sort of my middle row. All right, we're going to do a back row with the stamps. And then the front row is going to have that lovely lamppost design and the little house in it. So again, all I'm going to do is sort of look, I'm going to use my glass mat to find the centre point. So about 1, 2, 3, 4.5 is centre, and just get that lined up there and stick that in. Okay, so that's on that piece. And then on the second piece, I want to use that lamppost design on this side, and I'm going to use the fir tree. Which way round did I do it? That way, yeah. Is that right? That doesn't look right. Why have I not done that? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, it's upside down.
I was going to say, is it the...
I knew that didn't look right. My brain wasn't functioning properly then. I was having a bit of a moment. I thought, no, there's something wrong there. Just as simple as it being upside down. Duh. Right. It's late. I've been up a long time. That's my excuse. So they don't actually meet. Well, you could make them meet, I suppose. It depends. I want a slightly bigger aperture in the middle here. So I'm going to take this one. This is going to bring in the fir tree at this side, and then this is part of the clouds at the top.
I see.
Okay. So that one's going to go there. And then I want to bring in the one with the lamppost at the other side. So there's a little gap, but we can just snip this with our scissors. So we're going to pass all those through the die cutting machine now, through the Gemini.
Okay.
And just get those apertures cut in, and then I need to run this one through a second time to flip that that die.
Right, I see. Okay.
So that one's going to pass through first. Just move that box a little bit, and then pop that one in the Gemini. And then, as I say, I'm going to flip the card over and use that on the other side to create that tree line.
Beautiful. Lodi, getting in touch with us. Hi, Laurie, how are you? Hi to Suzette as well. Lovely to have you on board. Pammy's back in with us again, saying hello. Hiya, Pammy, hope you're okay. We've got Joe and Marie in saying, and it's the first day of summer. Happy summer, everyone. And on that, apparently, in San Jose, it's 99 degrees today.
Goodness me, it's been a warm one today, hasn't it?
There it is. It's feeling hot, hot, hot. Also, hello to Dieta, who is saying, oh, sorry, we're talking about T-shirts as it's T-shirt day. Susan said, I make my own T-shirts, and I have one that says, procrastination, verb, avoiding any and all adult responsibilities by working on a craft. I love that. Procrastination. I love that. We've also got from Dieta, the quote, creativity is intelligence having fun. I love that as well. That's so cool. If you've got a T-shirt for T-shirt day with a quote on it, or maybe it's a T-shirt you've had signed by someone famous, well, do feel free to, or maybe it's from like a gig, do feel free to get in touch.
So we've cut that on this side, and you can see here it started to create that, that tree line. If I put this behind here, you can just see at the bottom where we started to create that little tree line. So what I'm going to do is flip my card over, and we're going to use that same piece to join up here, where the tree stops here in the centre. Yeah. I'm going to join it up. Now again, the top doesn't always match right at the very top. It depends how much room you want in between. But again, just to snip, and I'm going to snip part of this away anyway. So I'm just going to pass that one through a second time and get that last cut done. And then that's the die cutting for the apertures. And then I've also die cut the little house. I've cut some of the clouds, I've cut some of the trees, and I've got those ready prepared for you.
Fred's messaged in with a question. Question, what is the lamppost doing in the forest? Answer, Narnia. Obviously.
Well, I'm going to have a little house in the forest as well, so it needs a lamppost to see where it is.
Yeah,
so,
it needs a lamppost.
You make it up, you know, it's like you can take the lamppost like this one. The little lamppost has been snipped out and put to one side, look, so it's not actually along the tree line where it's been die cut. Yeah. There's so many different options that you can do with them.
So it could be like the entrance to a park.
It could, yeah.
Good question,
So once
Fred.
we've got that one at the ready, you can see now here, if I just take my little snips, I think we're almost, there we go at the bottom. And then all I'm going to do is snip this out because we're going to cut some of this away anyway. But you can see now how we've got that lovely little tree line going at the bottom. So this might be your sort of first layer that you want to work with. This is actually going to be my middle layer because I want some things in front of that one as well. And then I'm also going to do the same with this one, just where the two meet here. I'm just going to take my snips and join those up, and the same at the top here. So just follow the line. Doesn't have to be anything sort of special, and just cut that centerpiece out. So we've now got that detail there with the little lamppost on. Okay. So let's take that a step further then. I'm going to bring in some inks now because I want to add some colour to these. So I've just got a couple of my opaque ink pads, and I'm going to take my little finger daubers that correspond to those colours, and we're just going to add some detail. So I want two greens and I want a lilac-y one. So I've got green topaz, which is our middle green. And again, we're going to do that tree line here. So again, all I'm going to do is I just want to add some colour to this. Now you might want to cut this out of coloured card. You might want to use card from that pack, you know, to put the colour in. I just thought with the inks, you can pretty much decide what colour you want to do everything and personalise it that way. So literally just taking a bit of that. Your water reactive inks would do this job as well. You probably even get away with your quick dry inks just for the smaller areas. The quick dry inks don't blend as well because obviously they dry very quickly. And then with the darker shade, I'm just going to bring a little bit sort of from the edges. I just want to create that sort of bit of depth on the tree. So just bringing it in from the top there so that it like darkens the edge of the trees. So that's going to be one part of my design there. Okay, and then this one, we're going to do the same. We're going to bring the lighter green in around where the trees are. So at this side, we've got a lovely fir tree at the side here. And that's just attached slightly to the edge of the lamppost, just to stabilise everything. So again, just rubbing that onto there to create that illusion that there's a tree there. And then we're going to bring this across the bottom here. Not too worried about the lamppost, because when I show you where I've got to with it, I've actually recut the lamppost in black and stuck it over the top, just to make it look as if it's sort of more wrought iron. And then we've got the other tree at this side. All right, and then again, I'm just going to bring that slightly darker green back in and come in from those edges again, just to darken the edge of the tree there. So you can do as much as little as you want with these ones. So that's my greens sorted out, and then I've brought in some pale fig, which is the lightest of the lilacs, the purples, and we're going to go for a nice sort of sky going on there. So again, I'm going to miss the little clouds there, and then bring this, just pop that ink. And again, this is something, you know, that you'll have much more time. We always say this when we demo, when it's like being in a time warp up here. It's like you walk in and time just disappears. So you can see where we're heading with that there. So we've got those pieces at the ready. So that's my inking done. And then I just want this to be a back layer. So I'm actually going to snip the top part off because I don't need the rest of the aperture. I want this to go behind here to create the illusion that there is actually that tree line in the background. So I did get a little bit of this ready in advance. So I'm just going to clean that ink off there so that we don't transfer it to the card itself. And then, as I say, all I've done is actually, you can see here that we're pretty much the same thing here. But all I've done is recut the lamp in some black. So all I did was just put a scrap of black over where this is and passed it through the machine again, and literally just built that and stuck it over the top to create the lamp itself. Okay. We've got the background piece, a little bit darker there, the one that I did at home, and I've just popped some tape on there because what I'm going to do with this one is actually stick it behind here to create that tree line. So I just want to pop that just to the side. I can always trim off any excess pieces so that it looks as if we've got that layering going on. Now, if you want to put foam between these, obviously you're going to get even more depth there behind it, looking into that perspective. And then the back piece, I've taken one of those pieces of paper, and then I've taken the trees here, and I've just used a little bit of the anthracite quick dry, which is like a grey tone, because the further back you get, it actually sort of fades into the distance. So again, you can just see I've done 3 lots of stamping there, and then that's going to fit behind to create that illusion that you're looking into that little design there. So let's get those onto the card, and then we can start playing with the sort of the accessories. Okay. So again, this piece is just cut to make a matte layer underneath. I just wanted something behind it all to lift it from the actual card. So the card blank is 5.5, and then I think I went down to 4 3/4 just to get that matte layer on, which is just that 1/4 of an inch. Let's have it on straight, Jan. Oh, dearie me. Try that again. Just want that little bit of white all the way around. That's better this time. Okay, and then we're going to start with these ones. So I'm going to pop the piece of paper in the centre there. And as I say, if you want to add foam behind some of this to raise it, you can. I'm going to keep this one flat just for tonight. But again, that's our background there. And then this one, as I say, if you wanted to raise this on, in fact, I've got a few foam pads left. Let's just pop these. We'll just go with the foam pads in the corners there.
Okay. Laurie's saying, I love this sub box. How clever will be purchasing.
It's just a nice one. I like it when you can build your own scenes.
Yeah.
And it not be this, you know, this die does this.
Yeah.
I like anything that gives you a little bit more scope.
And you can make it kind of whatever size you wanted, couldn't you? You could do it like quite big and do a little puppet show, Jan.
Oh yeah, you could, couldn't you? I just want a couple of little ones in the middle just to support those middle pieces, otherwise it's going to sink sort of in the middle. So we'll just put the smaller ones on the edges there so that it doesn't sink in the middle. So again, let's take those off and get that one stuck down. And then I've die cut the little house, and I've also die cut the clouds as well. I'll just pull those off there. These have been in my bag a while, so they might be a bit troublesome. I was doing very well with the foam pads.
Don't forget, if you want some types of tape that aren't troublesome, we have got finger lift tape offer on today, where you can get 8 of them for an absolute bargain. So head on over to our website if you're running low, because we don't see finger lift tape that often, but it is very easy to use. It's our out of this world deal. It's coming in at the bottom of your screen in a minute.
And then, as I say, using those dies, I've just got some little bits and pieces here just to finish off with. So I've die cut the little house in black. It's really cute. So you can see there's the house. And then I've just backed it onto some yellow cardstock, so it looks as if the lights are on. It's a little bit warmer. Okay, and that one's just going to stick sort of in the front here. I just want to get that sort of, in there like that. Yep, so we'll pop a little bit of glue just behind that one. On there, and just tuck that in so that it looks as if it's nestled in that forest there. And again, you've got the smoke if you wanted the chimney to be working. I've done a couple of the trees, you can see there, and just coloured those with the inks exactly like we did the foreground there. So again, these could go onto the foam pads there. We'll actually pop these on a little bit of foam just to raise them. We'll try again with those backings there. As I say, I've had those. The longer you've had them, the tougher the backs seem to be to get off. So this is just adding a little bit more depth and dimension to that design there. And I love the fact, you know, that you've got all these elements that you can actually play around with and build up however you wish. And then the little clouds, again, you know, you can just pop these in wherever you want them. They don't have to be, you know, in a certain position. We'll just go for 1 or 2 like so. So again, a bit of glue on there, and then we're just going to pop these in and around that space. And then I've just picked a little sentiment just to go with it, and my sentiment just says warm wishes, so this could be, you know, quite generic. And then we'll put one flat in the back there. But these would be lovely to make with the, you know, the kiddies or the grandkids. Just those smaller elements I think are really nice. And then, as I say, I've just picked one little design, a little sentiment there, which I think we're just going to pop right at the very bottom there. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue across that bottom edge and just tuck that under the edge of the
tree
piece there. So yeah, nice and straightforward. You know, those dies actually cut the apertures in for you. You can see how those worked, how we arrived at that. And then if I move all my gubbins out the way and actually turn that one round, we'll let our Charlotte get a little look at it from the front there, look. So, you know, you can make these however you want. But I just think they're really cute, and I love the fact that they're a smaller size. As I say, sometimes those big 8x8 cards can be a bit daunting. There's a lot of space to fill. But I just think those are really cute.
I really do. So many people, Laurie saying, I love the dimension and depth. Jane saying, this would be so cool as a Christmas scene.
Yes.
You're totally right, Jane, it would. For me, I'm imagining you know, sort of Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, the bit where Lucy falls into Narnia and the first thing she sees is that lamppost. You could have a real good play with that and fun with maybe mythical characters coming into it. Or, I don't know what it's called if you have this in America, you'll have something similar, but things like center parks, basically where you and your family can go and you might get like a sort of chalet in the woods and you do activities, don't you? Such as like cycling, or you might do archery and things like, almost like a camp. Yeah, almost like a camp. This would be a really nice, maybe, you know, kind of card for someone who's going to do that or has done that. Maybe someone's taken you with them or you've met them there and it's like a thank you card. There's loads you could do with these. I just think it's so pretty and really nice that it's all in there. Even if you're brand new, this is great for you to be able to have a go at. And at that price point, a real lovely opportunity for you to have fun. It is really individual and unique. Mary Pat saying beautiful card. Jutta saying beautiful card. Now Laurie's saying how fun is this card? You can make your own stories with these cards for the person you're making them for. I love that idea. And because you've got the two halves, there is nothing stopping you doing it on quite a long piece and having it almost like a little scene.
You could, yeah. I mean, we've put the 5x5 cards in there to work with, but like Becky says, you know, enlarge it, take it, stretch it further apart, add more sort of layers behind it. There's so many different options for it. And I love the fact that it's not just one die that cuts you an aperture. You can make that decision as to how you want it to look on your project.
Absolutely.
Fabulous.
Hey, you could put all other stamps that you have on in the background, like, sorry, I didn't realise the camera was on me then, I was just trying to remember a word. Like, this, you know, the stags. You know, you've got stag stamps and things. They look great in here. Oh, there's so much you could do. $24.99 or $24.95 for you today. It's not the only treat I've got for you today. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. I have got for you a full collection of our sunflower. Now, this is the complete collection. And in here, there are many things to make you smile. We are bringing to you dies, stamps, colour, layers, foam, and so much more. I'm going to talk you through them now. I will let you know there are elements you can buy individually. A lot of people are buying the full collection and then adding on extra things. So I've got for you here your fabulous frame. I will just mention to you that this stamp here is separate. So any sentiment that you own that will fit within this space here, you can use on this. So again, usability and versatility. I've also got for you, hello sunshine. So you've got your sunshine die there that will cut this beautiful thing out. And then you've got different elements that you can use with it. So you could use hello and sunshine. Or you could go sending sunshine or sunshine on a cloudy day, etc., etc. Then I've got your striking sunflowers, and these are most certainly striking. If you do want to learn how to create this, it's on our website as part of Liam's vlog, but this is using this selection majoritively in the middle. You've also got our frame in here. That's a beautiful frame, great for paper piecing, do you reckon? Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? I think it goes that way, I quite like it that way too. We have also got in here for you our stamps. Now this is our Sunkissed Wishes list. We saw lovely Jan use the corner, the half sunflower earlier on, and it actually won demo of the show earlier. We will have another demo of the day vote coming up soon, but yeah, it's a really striking one, that, and all the others. Plot spoiler alert! We may or may not, we will, be using this collection here in the show momentarily. I've also got for you in this your collection with the emboss folder, but also with the stencils. So your stencils go over the top of this to create that perfect colour time after time. Then I'm bringing to you our paper stock. Now, our paper and cardstock is what people are stocking up on a lot. We have got 6 colours in this one, 250 GSM, so nice and sturdy, and it is your acid and lint free textured card. So it's like linen. It's like looking up real close in linen. You can actually feel the texture, which is lovely. I've also got in here for you foam. So these are lovely sheets of foam. And if you've not worked with our flower forming foam before, here's for you to say, it's not like the foam you nip down the local craft shop for, and it's, you know, kind of bulky and uneven and all the rest of it. This has got a real malleability to it. Perfect for creating foam flowers that look super realistic. I've also got for you my paper pads. So I've got a 12-inch paper pad and a 6x6 paper pad. Now, if you've not seen these before, let me just prove a point here. You've got all of the same pattern on each. Now, what you might think is to get this size, well, what we do is we get a 12-inch and we just cut out the corner, whoop, whoop, and that's all you get. But actually it's not. What we do so that you get real quality is we take the whole image, whether it's 6 inches or 12 inches, and we shrink or enlarge it as appropriate. This means that you are getting the full effect, and boy is this a full effect pad. Let me show you just some of these double-sided pages. There's absolutely loads going on in here. All, for me, some of these feel quite vintage, some of them feel quite modern and like bright and elaborate. There's lots of multiples that you can use here also, so you know exactly what you're getting. And then finally, we have got our wonderful collection of vellums. And I just want to show you a few of these just to give you an idea of the quality. So you can see the beauty and the detail of these, and you can see that wonderful translucency without losing any of the colour or the detail. And yes, they do match up perfectly with our paper pads as well. So lots of fun to be had here. It is extremely popular. Not being funny, but has that gone down in price since I looked at it before? Obviously not, that would be ridiculous, but I don't, unusual. It's only $94.99. Sorry, did I make you nervous then? It's only $94.99 for some reason. I must be getting it confused with something else. That is a sensational deal on all of this because you are getting absolutely oodles, or it's $122.55. This is your complete collection, the full kit and caboodle, everything you can need. And just as a little reminder, the 23rd of July, Jan has got a craft along with this. So if you buy it now, it'll be with you in time so that you can get involved and craft along. We are going to be doing a demonstration with this now. Jan, what are we whipping up?
I'm just thinking, with looking at that project that Liam's done, I think we need to get him in here for these craft alongs. That is stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, look.
Absolutely stunning. Yes, I think we need him on board. Right, what I thought I'd do is actually show you the layering stamp in this demo. For those of you that haven't seen layering stamps before, this is a series of stamps that make the design on the front here. And when you first get them out of your packet, they do look a little bit odd. You think, crikey, what's happening there? There's loads of different bits to it. You can see you've got all those silhouette areas, but they are all numbered, and you simply start at number 1, and on the back of the packet here, it even gives you a guide to what colours are the best ones to use there. So we're going to go through these. We're actually going to work with the quick dry inks. I think those personally are the best when you're layering because you don't have to wait for a layer to dry before you add the next one. So we've got spring meadow in the background along with the pine tree to create the foliage, so you've got two-tone in there. The actual sunflower is going to be lemon tonic and honey pot to get the two tones in that and get some depth in there. And then I've also brought seal brown just to do those centres. And when all this is layered up together, you get that lovely effect like you can see here on the front. Now, one of the things I discovered when I stamped this out, I'm going to share with you, and again, it's up to you whether you take it on board. It might not bother you. See what you think. So I've actually got a piece of Nina cardstock in my stamping platform there, cut down to the size that I want to work with, and it asks you to first of all use stamp number 1, which is actually a background layer. Okay, so this has actually got, and all the stamps, if you can see here at the top, they've all got that point, right angle in the top corner there. So I'm going to pop that up to the top of the card where I want the design to sit, about there like so. Now you can actually line the corners up each time with the stamping platform. You can pick a spot on there, but all I do is usually just put a little tiny dot where that corner's going to sit there. That's all I need. And then I'm going to pop this in Okay, and whoops, she says, moving it about. There we go. I want my paper to be in the same place, obviously, to overstamp. And then take the first colour, which is the Spring Meadow, and then ink that up. And I stamped all this out following that, that plan on the back. But what I found is, and this is the bit that you try and see what you think at home. I ended up with the yellow over the green area here where the sunflowers are going to be. And it sort of changed the colour a little bit and I wasn't happy with it. So I'm going to take some of the ink out of that central piece there and just leave it towards the edges and on that foliage. Now try this and see what you think. I've got the piece that I did first of all to show you the contrast between them. Okay. So I've just taken the bulk of the ink out of that central point and I'm going to stamp down just the edge pieces that are going to show and that foliage on the edges there. So it looks as if it hasn't stamped properly, but bear with me. All right, so again, just to take the surplus off there with my cloth and then pop this one back on the carrier sheet. Okay, and then we're going to move to layer number 2. So number 2 is the next part of the foliage, and this is just going to add in a slightly darker piece. Now you can actually see where this needs to go, so I'm just going to put that right angle corner up to my point and then look through the stamp and you can see where it layers over the top of the one underneath it, and then pick it up with your platform there, and then I'm going to move to that next level of green. So we've got the pine tree, which is the darker one. So nice gentle tapping to try and avoid getting that all over my stamp, and just ink that part up. I'm just going to take that little tiny bit off there, and then this is going to overstamp and start and bring that foliage to life, ready to add your sunflower in then. So you can see there how it's actually bringing it all to life all of a sudden. It becomes more realistic. Okay, so that's the second one. Now the third piece starts to bring in the sunflowers. So again, I'm going to pop them back on my sheet so that I've got them ready for next time. So number 3 is actually the bulk of the sunflowers there, and you can see we've got 2 that are facing us and 1 where it's actually the heads bent over. So you've got the greenery there for that one. It's going to put the yellow underneath it. So again, just going to line that corner up with my little dot and then just look through the fact that it's nice clear stamps and we can actually see that that's now going to fit in that gap. So do you see what I mean at the beginning about this would now be stamping over that green? And I just found that that actually changed the colour slightly. My card keeps moving about, just lay still. You have one job, there we go. So then we're going to bring in the lemon tonic. So we've got that nice bright yellow there for the sunflowers. Again, just add the ink to that stamped area. Try not to get too much on the rest of the stamp part. And then this one's going to go back in now and stamp in that gap. And you can see we've got those beautiful sunflowers coming into play. So again, I just use my cloth to take off any excess ink there. And that one's going to go back on the carrier sheet again. And then we're going to take the next one, which is number 4, which is going to add some depth now to those little sunflowers. So again, I'm lining up that point with the little dot. And again, you can see through the stamp, so you know that you're in the right place with it as far as setting it down over that layer. Pick it up again. And then we're going to come in with the next shade, which is Honey Pot. So this is going to add some dimension now to the actual sunflowers themselves. Okay. So that one's going to go back down over the top again. And you can see this coming to life as we do each layer. And then all we've got left to do now is just add the centres into those 2 main sunflowers. So the last one, which is number 5, is literally going to allow us to put that stamping into the centre now. So again, I'm just going to pop that corner up to my little dot again, and you'll see that those centres fall nicely into the middle of the sunflowers there. And then once you're happy with that, pick it up again with the platform there. And then I've got that seal brown just to add. And because of this one's going over the yellow, I'm actually going to stamp the brown a couple of times so that we get a nice dark finish on those centres. So again, pop that one in the middle there. Okay, you can see there. And then I'm just going to re-ink that one. As I say, just because it's over the other colours, I want it to be nice and prominent in the centre there. Okay. So that is actually your layers, and then you also get a nice sentiment in there as well. But I actually used one of the sentiments from a different part of the collection. It's all there to mix and match, so you take out, you know, whichever parts you actually prefer. And you can see now that we've got that lovely sort of area done. So what I want to just show you, and I don't know how well the camera will actually pick this up. Come on now, Charlotte. So this is the one that I've just done with the yellow. This was my original design where it had the green underneath, and can you see how it's dulled the yellow? Yeah? So this was my first attempt, and that very first stamp that it asked you to do on number 1, this big one here with all the foliage, leaving the green over all this area has altered the colour of my yellow, and that you can pick that, has picked that up on there perfectly, hasn't it? So yeah, just by taking away that green ink, it's allowed the yellow to be much more vibrant. So again, however you prefer, as I say, have a try with it. You might, this might not bother you. I actually preferred the vibrancy on that one there. So what I've done then is I took one of the sentiments from, let me just grab that other set there with this one here. And I've stamped that into the corner. So the one I did at home I've got ready prepared for you on a matte and layer, but I had a little bit of a wobble with my, I actually put some glossy highlights on here to make some little decorations, but they didn't like being in my, you've heard me say that my craft room's in my conservatory, and in this heat it clearly didn't like it very much because they've all gone a little bit sort of wobbly. So you'll have to forgive me for that one. And then, as I say, I've just taken one of these. It says, just a wildflower in love with the sunshine, to stamp in the corner. Some of that cardstock from the kit, all right, and then I've taken a piece of our Centura Pearl there just to matte and layer this onto. And this is actually going to form the top of a gift box. So we're just going to make a nice straightforward box for this one to sit on. And I just wanted to add a little bit of height to it with the foam tape there. Okay. And then I've got a really nice bright yellow card from my stash there, just to make the box lid. Very bright, isn't it? It's lovely.
Lush.
Yep. So this is actually one, it's actually slightly larger card. It's I think it's about 9 by 12. Ooh. And then we're going to sit this one in the centre here like so. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back of that panel. Again, you could raise this one up as well if you wish. I'm actually going to keep it flat on this one. So just using my collal there, which I think is a wee bit blocked by the, yeah, that's it. I'm going to say we've not got a lot coming out of there. I know I said don't use much glue, but that was taking the mick there. So that one's going to go in the middle here. Just give that one a second for that glue to stick down. And I just think that layering stamp's so pretty that it doesn't actually need an awful lot else. We're just going to put a little bow in the corner here. Stick those pieces together now where I've taken the tape away. I didn't even bother decorating. I will often decorate the sides of the box, but I just loved this bright yellow card.
Doesn't
and I thought it just went nicely with the that sunflower collection. So I've already stuck the base together. I've done the base in a cream, and literally that one's going to go together. Nice little 6-inch box, and then I've just got a bow to pop in that top corner there, which will just stick on with a bit of the double-sided tape there. So just to pick the brown out of it and sort of link it all together, Again, you've just, you know, you don't need much more than this. You know, and you wouldn't be able to buy anything like that in the stores. Just punched with a circle punch in the edges there, just to give you the finger hold to actually lift it apart. But yeah, you know, personalised, something like that, you wouldn't be able to buy that in a shop. You know, you can make it as big or as small as you want. You can repeat it as many times as you want. You've just got the facility to do that stamp set and literally layer it up.
I just love it. If you want to seize the moment, now is your chance. It's your Sunflower Complete collection that we have got for you. It's so many people are talking about this. Susan's saying, love sunflowers. I can't wait for mine to arrive. Ro is saying, I cannot wait to get this sunflower set. I can't wait to play with it. I love sunflowers so much. Me too, Ro. What do you love about them? Do message in, let us know. They're the flower of positivity and strength from my memory. But yes, do let us know, Ro. Hello to Christine saying, I can't wait for mine to come either, with, at the moment, the fact that I've ordered 14 paper pads for it. Well done, Christine. Good on you. You're going to go through them. So good on you. Deb is saying, excited for mine to come also. Laura says, I absolutely love the sunflower collection. It is an absolute must. I ordered it during the launch and the vellum is stunning. Laura's advice, order extra. So do keep that in mind. So many of you just adoring these. Pam E, I can't wait to get this stamp set. It's so pretty. Fred saying, oh my, layered stamping is one of my favorite techniques. I cannot wait for the sunflowers to arrive. Just so many of you adoring this joyful, happy, exuberant flower set. So do feel free to treat yourself to it whilst you can. Whilst you're treating yourself. Do feel free to get involved with our summer season, like season, but we've played with it. Took us ages. The amount of emails, work lunch meetings. Summer season sale is now on. Head on over to our website. You see where it says at the bottom of your screen, up to 60%. Some people have found some items that are up to 75% off in that sale. So do feel free to go over and have a little sneakeroo of that section. Whilst you do, check out your baskets and learn more about, exciting delivery.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome back to Crafters TV. How's your day going? Or your morning? Or your evening? Are you up having your first coffee of your day? Or heading to bed with your final cocktail of the day. Do feel free to message us in, let us know what you're up to. We have got for you some fabulous florals on today. We have been bringing you sunshine and happiness with our sunflower collection, and now I'm about to bring you something which, quite frankly, has been so incredibly popular over the last couple of days. And when I say couple of days, I mean that sort of semi-literally. We only launched this a few days ago, less than a week by miles. We have got for you a floral collection here, which, if you've not seen it before because you've been busy, working, doing what you might, this is very, very, very special. Now, what we've done here is we have given you a collection in a bite-sized amount. The reason we've done that is because you've got something that you can try out, something that's quite individual, something that's very unique, but also something that's super affordable. Most of you are buying the entire collection and adding a minimum of 2 of the paper pads with this. Now, I just want to explain these to you in case you are quite new. We're going to be bringing to you, and I'll show you it like this. We're going to be bringing to you some dies. So in this collection, you're going to get a central die. You're then going to get an outer die. Now, the size on this, quite unusually, you're looking here when we're talking about these as a whole, you're looking in the size-wise, including the paper pads, 5.5 by 5.5. Pop them into your paper, you get a design like this, and then use the paper that comes along with it and you get a design like this. Now, you might look at that and think, Bex, there is no chance in a month of Sundays I'm going to be able to recreate that. Well, what about recreating this one? Not a chance, not a hope. You're brand new. Becky, I've never even used a die cutting machine before. Okay, all right, well, what about this one? Oh, well, probably, maybe not. You know, that one looks the most complex possibly. Not with the technology of our dies, not with the fabulousness of our backgrounds either. These are the elements that people are treating themselves to at least 2 of. You can mix them, you can match them, you can use them with these dies and many more. You can also make your own backgrounds if you wanted to. These are the elements that make these fabulous new dies come to life. This is not a drill, people. If you fancy grabbing these, please do seize the moment. I don't want anyone to miss out on them. We've still got a decent amount, like, don't worry, but I really don't want anyone to miss out on them because it has been so popular that it's one of those things, particularly with this, that we're running lower on the pads now because so many people are going and multi-buying them on top of it. So if you do want to seize the moment, grab the collection and grab the pads as well. Today, we've got a discount deal. It's just $45.55 or $55.85. And if you are brand new and you're thinking, not in a month of Sundays am I going to be able to do that, grab this and then watch Jan, because we're making, aren't we, Jan?
We are, and we're going to keep it nice and simple for this first demo.
Okay.
So we're going to recreate something very similar to what's on the packaging here. So we always give you some inspiration on the packaging. And again, you know, you can see it with the white over the top. But I'm actually going to cut in to the black card, and then we're going to use a piece of the red paper from that paper pad. The paper pad is stunning. Even if you don't use it with this collection, you've got 10 different designs in here and 4 sheets of each design, and the idea is that you've got that watercolour background to put just behind the die cuts. I love this one with the pinks and the peaches. But absolutely beautiful, and I totally understand why people are ordering more than one of these. I would be too. So that's just one piece of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to die cut into here and then overlay this over the colour, and you'll get this kind of effect. So as I say, keeping it fairly simple, just showing you that concept as it was designed. So in your packaging then, you're going to get, like Becky said, that lovely outline die. All right, which is your 5.5-inch square. Now I've just cut my cardstock a wee bit bigger than that so that we can work with this straight onto the cardstock. And then you get your Create A Card die, which is the one that's got all the detail in. So this has actually got those lovely roses on. And then if we follow the edge of this around the die, you can see there are actual gaps here. So there's one just there. There's a couple at the top here. There's some gaps here. So where the gaps are, that means that it's going to allow this to stay attached to your card. So it's not going to cut the flowers out as such. You're going to get this whole square, but cut into your card. So the next demo I've got lined up a little bit later in the show, we're going to use this to create an aperture in the card. But for this one, I just wanted to stick with that original concept. So I'm just going to get some tape to tape it down. Now, if you're not confident cutting both layers at the same time, then I would suggest either cutting the mat first and then cutting the detail into it, or cut the detail first and then add the mat to it. But you can see, you know, there is a gap all the way around it. As long as your dies aren't touching, then you're not going to have a problem. So all I'm doing is just sort of taking a look round the edge there to see that that frame is sort of reasonably equal. And then I'm going to stick this in place. So all the way around the edge of there, you can see here, we've got that sort of gap between the two dies so that they're not overlapping. And then we'll pop that into our Gemini. Just with the normal cutting plates, they don't need anything other than that. And then pass that through the Gemini. And at 5.5 inches square, these are also going to fit through your Gemini Junior. So if you've got the slightly smaller machine, they're going to fit on that plate. That plate is 6 inches wide, so no problem there. And then this is going to do all the hard work then. We get to play with it after that. So let's just take those pieces off. We'll take this one out of the way. Just get rid of a few of those bits. And then release these elements off here. So again, I'm going to take the tape away on both sides there. And then the outside piece will become freed up anyway, so we can take that one back out of there. Get rid of that bit, that's waste, and then obviously you've got all the pieces here in between. So I tend to turn them over. I like to take my cardstock away from the die as opposed to taking the die off the cardstock. When I do it this way, you can't see what's underneath, and if there's a lot of intricate pieces, there's a chance of snagging it. Whereas if I turn it over and do it this way, I can see exactly where the design is and just lift it out of that die. Okay, so we've got lots of bits in there that should just all pop out. And again, if you've got your die brush handy, something like that, but there's not too many pieces there. These are a terrific one as well for paper piecing. They're absolutely beautiful paper piece. There's so many nice sort of areas to sort of relay if you cut it in a secondary colour and just literally pop them back in. Okay, so again, just to take all those nice little pieces out, they're all nicely die cut. And then you've got the most gorgeous frame there. I mean, I took these down to the TV channel last week to launch them, and one of the producers there, or the presenter, said, how lovely would these be just done in, if you were watching earlier, you saw the box frame that we did for the craft along, but how lovely would these be to just do one of each of the 3 sets of flowers and have them as a trio of designs. So it's entirely up to you which way round they go, but you can see by putting them on the paper there, we've actually sort of taken the depths in the paper so that there's some darker areas in there as well as the light areas, and that is just literally the right size to fit on the back of there. So all I'm going to do then is just add a little bit of glue around the edge of my frame, and then I'm going to bring in my dotty tape pen to go over that die cut element. So just round the edges with that wet glue, and then the dotty tape pen is perfect in these areas in the centre there. So nice light touches just to transfer some of those dots onto your die cut there, so that you've got something to anchor it to your card.
Just whilst you're doing that, Sandra's asking about your conservatory, Jan. I know you mentioned it before. Jan, Have you got a conservatory roof or a proper roof? I'm only asking because I'm getting the roof done. I'm getting it for my craft room. I just wanted some help.
No, it's actually a proper conservatory roof, and to be honest, it is a bit of a nightmare because obviously it was built as a conservatory,
and now it's a craft
the
room.
heat and the cold, the temperatures, the sort of difference in temperatures over the course of the year is a nightmare. I have got an air conditioning unit inside it which helps in the heat, and in the winter that actually I can change that to warm air in the winter. But I really wish that I could have a proper roof put on it, and we did have a quote for it a couple of years ago, and it wasn't the fact that it was a lot of money, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was that I would have had to have cleaned the craft room out for them to take the original conservatory roof off and put a new one on, and I just thought, where on earth in the rest of the house am I going to fit? And the thought of just doing that was just too much. So we never got it done. So I've actually got a couple of white sheets draped in the roof, which actually block, well not block, but sort of deflect the sunshine a little bit. But I'm usually sort of up early in the morning. I do a lot of the work up until lunchtime. The sun rises over at the front of our house, right over the top and to the back. The minute it starts creeping over the top, you can feel the temperature just rising in there. But yeah, if you can manage to have the proper roof on, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, Sandra's getting the roof done, so yeah,
good on you. Yes,
good plan.
Right, so you can just see there, that is really simple. All I've done is die cut that piece of metal and I've stuck it onto a piece of paper. It doesn't get much more straightforward than that. And then all I've done is I've created a card blank with another matten layer in the red, just as a coordination layer. So we're literally going to pop that one flat on the card, and then we're just going to add the other one over the top and keep it really, really simple. Now again, there are lots of different opportunities with this, because if I'd have added acetate behind here and put the pattern paper on here, you could then add foam tape and start thinking about creating shaker elements in there, which look stunning. They really do. Maybe just foam tape on the back to raise that layer would look nice. I'm just going to keep this fairly flat for the time being, just to show you how simple it is to make a really nice card. And that's the beauty of that Create A Card range. It literally is the chance to make a card with very little sort of effort, really lovely finished design, and the only thing that I'm going to add to that is a nice little sentiment. I don't want to cover up too much of the design there, so I think we'll go in that top corner there where there's a little bit of a gap up here, and literally just pop that one, and that is all I'm going to do. So again, you can see, you know, even if you're starting out your journey in craft and you have a die cutting machine, that is literally as simple as it gets, and that die does all that beautiful work. But think about taking it on to the next level. Add your paper piecing elements back in. Maybe cut this in a nice sort of that lovely Christmas red Centura Pearl, or if you've chosen one of the other colours from the paper pad, and just inlay. Might not do all of them, you might just highlight one of the roses on there. The poppies look lovely with that paper piecing technique as well. Lots and lots of different ways of using them. I just wanted to show you how simple it was to make a really stunning card, and literally all I've done is pass that die through the machine and stuck it onto some paper.
It's just fabulous, isn't it? And we are going to have another demo with that selection later on, so do stick with us. If you want to recreate them, we have got for you the papers that you need. Most of you purchasing numerous ones of these. You're going to be getting 4 of each of these pages, so if you do want to seize the moment on them, absolutely do. Grab as many as you want now. They are singularly sided, just to let you know, so you don't have to like pick your favourite size and then once you've used one, oh no, I've not got another one left. That was a really weird accent. I didn't know why that happened. But yeah, you don't have to worry about that. These are fun, they are bright, they are gorgeous. I like ones like this because I genuinely believe I could make one of these for, you know, someone who is any age, any gender, and it's going to make them smile. Depending on what sentiment I put on it, it could also be for any occasion. I've got my traditional roses, I've got my blushing poppies, and I've got my dainty dahlias. You do not have to pick your favourite. You're going to get them all in this one today. So absolutely seize the moment on those ones if you so wish. Hello and welcome to you all. It's lovely to have you with us. We've got lots of you messaging in about the sub box, loving the sub box. That's in from Laurie from earlier. Hello to Susan. Oh, this is about t-shirts because it's International T-shirt Day. Becky, I do have a signed t-shirt. You may be too young to know the artist, but I have a Working Class Dog album name t-shirt signed by Rick Springfield. Now, I've had a little look at this. I'm not aware of him. Are you, Jan?
I've heard of him, yes. I've heard of him, Rick Springfield.
Absolute classic tunes by Rick are things such as Love Is All Right Tonight and Jessie's Girl. That's another one. Actually, now you say Jessie's Girl, maybe I do. Jessie's Girl. Da, 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 that one? Does it sound exactly like that? It does, apparently. Maybe even better than Rick. Yes, well then, I do know of the person. Apparently, the album was released in 1981. And you've got that signed by Rick. That's fabulous. That's really cool. Do you still have it? Surely you do. That's the one, Becky says, Susie. I am right, yeah. We have got for you loads of opportunities to get in touch. Do message us in. What are you loving today? Have you got any questions? What do you think of when you think of sunflowers? Because we had a message in from Heather, and I really like this Heather. Heather messaged in saying, I love what Helen Keller said. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows. It's what the sunflowers do. I love it.
That's lovely.
How perfect for this.
Yep.
We have definitely got for you that sunshine feeling, that happiness inducing, that zesty zing that only comes with your sunflowers. Do you know what I really like about a sunflower? For me, I think this could be a card kind of made for anyone because I am no horticulturalist. I am the type of person that will start yanking up something that's overgrown in my garden only for someone to tell me that actually it's a really nice posh flower that someone planted years ago. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to gardening. However, I know a sunflower, and I have done since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah.
I think you might have in your family nieces, nephews, grandchildren who might be single digits in age, but they know what a sunflower is. Will they know maybe what a dahlia is or you know, a hyacinth or whatever else it might be? Probably not. But a sunflower is recognisable. And when you create, using your paper pads or your dies, your stamps, you are going to create noticeable and recognisable pieces of artwork that your friends and family are going to have up possibly all year round because, as we said, very smile-inducing flower this is. We're bringing to you Sun-Kissed Wishes here. I'm also bringing to you the Sunflower Bouquet. This is the layering stamps. If you've just tuned in, where have you been? Have you got a note for being late? Don't worry, it's fine. You can watch us back. But lovely Jan did a demo with this earlier on, so you can have a look at that at your leisure. I've also got your embossing folders that create this lovely detail. And then bob the stencils over the top and use the colours. Now, don't forget, on the packaging with things like your layering up dies, for example, and it's like this, it gives you ideas of what colours you can use. But actually, and I've got to say, especially with the layering up dies, if you use your imagination and change the colours of those petals, that could kind of be any flower because it is quite small and delicate. I think this one definitely says sunflower as it is, just with the speckles. But again, you could change the colour, have fun with it. I'm bringing to you the 6x6. I've also got the A4 size on the textured cards. And I'm bringing to you the foam for your flower forming. And then I've got your vellum in here too. All of these different designs on the vellum, 24 sheets in total. It is beautiful, I have to say, really stunning. And anyone can get involved with this, including Heather, who says that she is an excellent paper gardener. So congratulations, Heather. Excellent paper gardener. Yeah, no, I'm on board with you there. If you do want this collection, all of that you've just seen is on offer today. Here's your price. And please don't forget, if you're treating yourself to this today, as you're spending, you are saving points to get you one step closer to that price if you're not there already. So a real worthwhile treat for you today. So we have got so much still to come on show, and I know that we've got more demonstrations. What's that in front of you there, Dan?
We're going to have a go with those sunflowers, we are, and I'm going to use that lovely sunflower Splendor. So this is almost like a Create A Card die in its own right within the sunflower collection. So you've just seen us using those lovely Floral Create A Cards. This one, again, you know, once this is cut into your piece of cardstock, you don't really need to do an awful lot more to it. Again, it would be an excellent one for paper piecing, and it's a nice 5x7 design, which again is a nice sort of card size, manageable card size. Just like the previous ones we did in that floral collection, you have got an external cutting edge to make either your matte layer or to make this a topper. And what I mean by a topper is cutting it out in its entirety. The actual main part of the die here is a cut-in element. So again, it's got those gaps. There's no external cutting edge here. And it will cut into your cardstock and it will stay in the cardstock. And that's exactly what I'm going to do at the beginning here. So we're just going to cut it in, but I actually want to create that external edge as well. So I'm literally going to pop them both down together. And I've just taken a piece of that lovely, it's almost like an apricot colour, the textured card, which is from that A4 card pack that comes with the collection. So not only have you got the two shades of yellows in there, it then runs into this gorgeous, as I say, like an apricot selection. So again, just going to take that down and pass that through our Gemini. Again, let's just flip those plates over. And this is going to cut into the card. It's going to cut the aperture away in the middle. And then that external piece is going to give me that 5x7 piece that we're actually going to work with. So again, just a normal thin metal die. Pop those plates on there. And again, the 5x7 die will fit through your Gemini Junior.
Great.
All right, those plates are 6x9, so it's going to comfortably fit on that Junior plate if that's your machine of choice. If you don't use a Gemini, any of our dies will still work through any of the cutting machines. So it just has to be the appropriate plate size for the dies that you're working with.
Lovely.
So again, let's take those off there. And then this has done a lovely job of cutting into here. We turn it over again, all the pieces are starting to fall out already. So I'm just going to take that external piece off, which is waste there. Okay, we don't need that one. And again, literally, I don't have to take it out of the die. It's actually sort of escaping all by itself. And again, we've got that lovely sort of aperture in the centre. There is something flying about that keeps coming to visit me. Get away. Dear. Did you see, I was watching...
When it got stuck in Debbie's hair?
Joe and Debbie. Did you see Joe running around the studio? Oh my goodness, honestly, it did make me chuckle. Something just came down from up above. And it was, honestly, it was just so funny to watch. Now I've just for some reason got a little bit at the top that it's not, oh, there we go. I didn't think I cut through, but it had. So again, you know, either your die brush or your pokey tool, just to take out those extra pieces. Now there's a lot of little bits in those circular pieces there. So I have got one that I've done earlier, just where I've popped all the pieces out. But you get the idea with this. We've gone through just popping all those bits out. And you can see there that we've got the lovely sort of design. So I'm not going to go and get them all out. As I say, I've done one ready because all those little dots in there, there is quite a lot of them to just, they will just literally poke through with your pokey tool. But obviously there's quite a few of them. So what I'm going to do is just skip to the one that I've already cut. And I've taken a piece of vellum from that vellum pack and I've actually stuck it behind the die cut. So you can see here, if I put it on the white, you can see it's got that lovely sort of piece of vellum behind it. You've got the sunflower tucked in behind, and then you've got that lovely sort of Create A Card element there on the top. So I've just literally stuck it down around the edge with a little bit of tape, used the dotty tape pen on the back of the die cut, and actually cut that from those pieces that are in the pack. Those are 8 by 8 inch pieces, so plenty to go at in there. So that's that one. So that's going to be part of our design. And then I took some of the green cardstock, again from that textured card pack, and I've actually made myself the beginnings of a diorama card. And then what I've done is I've measured, obviously we're looking at 5 by 7 here, so I've just gone slightly smaller and taken an aperture out of the centre with my craft knife, and we're actually going to pop this one back over the top. Now you think, well, why have you bothered cutting the centre out? But because the vellum's translucent, you can actually see through here. If I hadn't have taken the centre out, and you might not want to, you know, this is the back of the card, but you'll get a different look on the vellum. It becomes much darker because it's taking on the colour from the actual card behind it. So just by taking that centre out here, you can see that we've got that translucency still behind it. Lovely. So I'm just going to take the tape off here. This is just a little bit of red line tape around that aperture, and all I did was just measure it up with my ruler, draw where I wanted to cut, and then I've used my metal edge ruler with my craft knife to actually get this in the right place. So again, I'm just going to lay that over the top of the aperture, making sure that it's about equal. It's back again, go away. Nobody invited you in. And just
she is
stick
talking
that
to
one.
a fly in case
I
you
am
just
talking
tuned
to
in.
the fly. Yeah, it's getting on my nerves now. It keeps coming and buzzing around my head. Honestly. But you can just see there how you've got that lovely sort of translucency through the vellum there. I've taken a couple of scraps from the paper pad. Well, I started cutting into it here for the background piece. And again, I wasn't sure whether to put anything in the background because you can't actually see a lot through here. But I thought, well, you know, we can. There's plenty to go at in that that paper pad. So I've just taken a piece that will fit in the back. And these are double-sided. I mean, that side is just as nice, isn't it? If you don't want all the sunflower imagery on there. Absolutely. As I say, I love anything that's got the text in it.
Yeah.
I really do like it on the paper pads.
Yeah, me too.
So again, I'm just going to go with this side that's got that lovely sunflower in the bottom, and I'm just going to centre that in the middle of that back area there. Now the cardstock's slightly lighter weight than what I would normally make a card from, the textured card. Have you got the GSM on your pack there?
Of the textured card?
Yeah, it's usually about
250.
So it's not too bad, but because of this style of card, I'm going to stick these two edges together anyway, so it's going to give it a bit of substance when it stands up. So I've just taken some pieces off the edge of that design to go along the edges of my front there. So again, we'll pop those down with the tape pen there. So lots of sort of that lovely warm orange and yellow tones on this one, and then backed by the green. So these are just going to fit on that side panel there, just as an extra decoration, like so. And then one at this side as well. And then I've gone back to that. I love that stamp set that if you were watching us earlier, right at the beginning of the day with Wake Up Call, we used that stamp set that had the half of the sunflower in. I'm going to go back to that again, and we're actually going to use the other little stamp out of there, which is really, really cute. Nice. So you can see there, we've got the makings of our sort of diorama card. In fact, we can probably... No, I'll not stick them together until I've done the embellishing. So this set here was the one that we started out with this element, but I've also stamped out this one, which is slightly larger when you get it out the packet, but I love this as well. And I've stamped it a couple of times. I've done the background layer, and then I stamped it a second time, and I've just cut the front part of the
see.
And just layered it up just a wee bit to give it a bit of dimension. You can just see there how that top section, so I've literally just trimmed round it. So the outside layer, I like to leave that little white edge showing. The inside layer, I've cut right up to the stamped line so that it lays over the top nicely. And this is just going to be a little bit of decoration here, just a little bit of fun on the front there. Brilliant. And then I've also, I love this little set as well. So this one, you get the metal work that says sunshine, and then you've got lots of little stamps in here that go with it. So it could just be sending sunshine, it could be sunshine and smiles. I chose you are my sunshine. May your day be sunshine. Wishing you sunshine and rainbows. There's lots of different combinations, and I like the fact that you can change this up depending on what you're wanting to send. So I stamped out you are my, and then I've die cut my sunshine in some of that yellow cardstock there. So let me just take, you can see there how that's come out. Okay. So we've got those to play with as well. So all we need to do now then is finish popping that card together. So I'm just going to run some double-sided tape down those two edges on each side just to secure that one in place, and the same at this side. Okay, and then we're just going to line these up and stick those down edge to edge. So one at that side and one at this side, and then I'll give it a good burnish to make sure that that tape's stuck down. So again, just fold it flat, give it a good burnish in place to make sure that that double-sided tape is stuck nicely. And then we can just add those little bit of decorations. So again, pop those folds back into situ there. Okay.
Lovely.
And then we're going to pop this one just on the front here. So again, I think I might put a little bit of red line tape on the back of there, just because it's going over that die cut area. So we'll just have a little bit of this down that centre there, just to hold that in place.
Perfect.
Like so. So that one's going to go at the bottom corner on here. So if I just put my hand inside there, that's going to give me something to press against to stick that one down. And then the sunshine I thought would look nice across the middle, and then this one in the corner to offset what we've got going on here. So again, a little bit of tape on that one, just to stick it over that die cut. So this one's going to go in that top corner just to offset the little sunflower. So again, if I pop my hand in there and just pop that one up at the top there, and then here, just gently, this has been through my sticker machine, but if you don't have those, again, you can use your dotted tape pen behind here, or you could actually just do some little tiny dabs of wet glue just to suit what you have available. And then this one's going to go across the middle there. And I even remembered to take the little tiny dot out of the die as well to go above. There. Okay. Aww. So again, just pop that one in position. You can see you've got that lovely sort of shape there. Aww. And then when I turn that one round, again, you know, possibly a little bit of bling on there as well. I've not added any, but maybe a bit here on the sides just to add to it. That's so absolutely gorgeous. And I just think, you know, when you've got dies like that in your collection, you don't actually need to do a lot else to them, Becky, just to make something really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I just love it. Isn't that gorgeous? You Are My Sunshine. It's one of them songs that whenever you hear young children sing it, you're like, you are my sunshine. It's just one of those things. It's one of those sayings, isn't it?
As I say, nice and generic. I like that kind of sentiment that's not specific.
So true.
You know, you could use it for lots of different occasions there, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Loads of you loving this. Susan said, oh, a lovely set to make note cards to give as a gift. That's a lovely idea. And pop it in the box. That's a lovely, lovely idea. Hello to Susan, who's chatting about Rick off of her T-shirt. Says, yes, I do still have the T-shirt. It's one of my most prized possessions.
Oh, you wouldn't throw it away,
was signed in
would you?
1981. And I have 2 of his books signed in 2014. For research purposes purely, Susan, I did have a little look at Rick, and very handsome young chap when he was younger. Nowadays, I think he's improved with age like a fine wine, if you ask me, Jo. He's got lovely hair, you know, like, I quite like, just personal preference, quite like people whose hair look a bit like they could be sort of related to a type of dog. And if he were, he'd be a he'd be a pedigree spaniel, if you know what I mean. His hair just looks lovely. I'm trying to say he's handsome, but in a very awkward way. Anyway, we are talking about the sunflower collection, and Kathy's in saying, oh, I can't wait to get this. I love the set. Mary saying, lovely cards, Jan. I've got Rhonda in saying, if you lose the dot, no worries, just add a gem instead.
Yep.
Very good tip on that. Get crafty. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Get Crafty is saying first time tuning in over a week. And it's my fave duo. Oh, Becky and Jan, happy days. Oh, all is forgiven. You're welcome back. I hope you've had a lovely week off, Get Crafty, I really do. Mary is saying absolutely lovely card. Susan saying gorgeous card. There's just so much love coming in. And no surprise, if you would like to recreate that card, or even this card that we made earlier on in Wake Up Call, don't forget we'll be doing a vote for demo of the day shortly, then this is your chance. All of your info is on screen for the full collection. Now, if you would like some more florals you have a penchant for, let me bring to you, now if I may, our floral frames. 3 designs, 6 dies, 40, I want to say, pieces of paper, the paper pad.
Yes.
40.
10 each, 10 designs, 4 of each, yeah.
In my brain, it was going to be really seamless, so I'm going to start it again. We'll edit this bit out. It's fine, it's only live. Right, so, if you like florals, 3 designs, 6 dies, 40 papers, unlimited possibilities. I'm so glad I restarted that. We have got for you today, it is all live this, I'm not scripted. We have got for you your framed florals, and these create sensational pieces. The wonderful Jan's already made us a piece with the rose in this show, but we have got more to show you. If you want the full collection, most people are adding a minimum of another 2 of the paper pads. So although we've still got some, so don't stress, don't worry about it. I don't want to worry anyone, but we do still have some, but these are now getting lower in stock because more people are buying multiples. So if you do fancy it today, now is your chance. And we did a lovely, simple demonstration to start off.
Yeah.
Now we're taking it up a little level, are we?
A little bit, yeah, and I'm going to sort of, first of all, apologies, because I've just realised with the way that we've actually done the demos that I've ended up with 2 of the same style card. We just made the diorama style with this one, and the one that I've got left is diorama, so it is just the way that the cards have fell. Okay. But we're actually going to use this to cut into the front and make an aperture. So we've got the old craft card this time.
Ooh, nice.
And I want to cut into here to create that element inside the actual card itself. So again, we're going to use the poppies this time, that lovely blushing poppy. It's the same concept, so you have that external die. So if I wanted to cut an aperture into my card, then I could use that external die and it would cut the whole shape out. But I actually want to leave my die in sort of the card. I don't want it cutting all the way out. So all I'm going to do is just take that internal part, and we're going going to cut this into what will be the front of our card. So again, I'm just going to fasten it down with a little bit of tape because I don't want it to move. I want it to be in a certain place. And I don't want it to be dead centre. I want to move it up a bit to leave room to put a sentiment strip at the bottom. So I'm just going to move it up a wee bit. I'm going to put the tape here where I know that bit's going to cut away. I'm going to bring those plates in one last time for today, and we're going to pass this through our Gemini. Now you can see there with the size of my project that the big plates are perfect for it, but the dies themselves, depending on the size of the project, will fit through your Gemini Junior. So like many times I've mentioned it, a lot of it depends on the size of the project that you're working on as to where you want to go with size of plates and things like that.
Okay.
The one that we did earlier where we just did the cutout here, that one would easily have just passed straight through on your Gemini Junior. So again, just cutting that detail into the front of the card, take those away, and again we should have that nice cutout area, and again just lift it away gently from the die. So we'll get rid of all the pieces off there, and I love how well these cut. You know, obviously with the Gemini it's just cutting through things like butter, but again if I put this on the back of here, you can just see how nicely that's cut in there. And just that on its own, you know, you may want to use a piece of paper from that pad and that would be sufficient. Now I'm not actually going to use the paper on this one, we're going to add something else to it. So what I've done, we're going back to the pink to finish off. I've used that same die, but this time with the external frame to cut another layer. And I actually want to layer this up over the top. Now it's up to you whether you just offset it slightly to create that little shadow. I'm actually going to layer the whole thing straight over the top. So again, I'm going to go for that dotty tape pen over the back of the die cut there. So just add a few little bits so that that die cut is going to seal. But before I stick it down, I'm going to put some acetate over here as well, just to create that sort of closure on the front of the card. So again, I'm just going to run, in fact, I think I've already put tape around my acetate, yeah. So we'll use that to just stick on the back.
Okay.
So I've just taken a piece of acetate that's just a smidge smaller than the actual die cut piece. And then we're literally going to pop this and sandwich this between the two layers there. Okay. Now then, did I do that or did I put the acetate? I think I put the acetate on the back of here actually. I've got one that I did earlier, yeah. I think the acetate's going to go on the back of there. That's it. Prep these in advance. Sometimes I forget what I've actually done with them. But yeah, that one's going to go on the back of here.
Lovely.
So I did need the actual line of glue around this one.
Okay.
And then we're just going to use this to lay over the top to introduce. I love the pink with the craft card. I think it's a really nice combination of colour.
Blush.
And again, where those slightly bigger pieces are, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue in there as well. So this one is literally, if I use that one for a second so that I can see where I'm going. And I actually want to lay this directly. As I say, if you just move it slightly, you get the drop shadow, but I don't want the frame to be misaligned around the edges. So I'm literally going to drop it right over the top, and then that frame should work around the edge of my card as well. So again, I just need to lift that edge in a wee bit there. There we go. So just sort of manoeuvre it into place, because whenever you die cut, it will stretch your card slightly. And I realise I've stuck that one down there, that's okay, we're good. But you can just see there now how we've got that sort of design coming together, and we've got the acetate in there just to sort of block the gaps inside. And then what I've done, I've started the back piece again, and again I've just chosen some paper that I had in my stash, popped a piece in the back, and this is literally going together like we did the sunflower one. So I've got some extra pieces of that paper to pop on the sides there like so. So we'll put those down with the tape pen again. And I think this pink card is possibly from that Secret Garden collection again. I may be wrong, but I know I had that one out when I was prepping, and it's got that same vibrancy to it as the turquoise that we were using earlier in one of the demos earlier on today. It's got a really nice colour palette in there. So again, that one's going to go down this side. And then all I've got is just a really nice, I thought of you today, and again, really nice sentiment. This is just out of my stash, and I think it's really nice sometimes to just send cards because you can, not necessarily because it's a, you know, an occasion, a birthday or an anniversary or whatever. Just to let somebody know that you're thinking of them, I think is really nice. So we're literally just going to pop that in the centre. I'm just going to line that up so that I've got about the same distance at each side across the bottom there. And then the last thing again that we need to do is just pop some tape down those edges and stick those last two pieces together. So both of those edges onto there, and then literally we're just going to line those up and stick that one down at one side and the other one at the other side. Just give that a burnish so that that glue's nice and secure.
Lovely.
And then that's as far as I've got with that one. I did actually have a finished sample that I'd done on this one, and all I've done different is add a bit of bling. I've got the sentiment slightly higher up on that one. I've added a little bit of bling and a bit across the poppies there.
Great.
But you can see we've arrived at pretty much the same idea.
Lovely.
And again, just a completely different way of using it to the one that we did earlier with the red and the roses on that one.
Absolutely fabulous. Isn't that gorgeous? Really pretty indeed. I will let you know that, you know, we always talk about Sandra's sensational hubby. Yeah, we do, don't we? All the time. Sandra said, hubby's just ordered this with an extra paper pad for my birthday on Saturday.
Lovely. Oh, what a nice hubby.
We're always saying he's good. Oh, you keep your hands off everyone else.
You know, when I worked at the store in Chesterfield, I used to have a lovely gentleman come in, and he always shopped for his wife, who was a crafter.
Love.
She used to come to some of the classes, and he'd come over and he'd be like, and on one of the occasions, I think it was a Christmas occasion, he wanted to do it as a surprise, and he came into the store and he sorted out what she was going to have. He came and asked for our help as to what we thought she'd like.
Yeah.
And he did it all as a complete surprise. He came and picked it up without her, and he'd got it all ready for her as a Christmas gift, and it was a complete surprise for her. And honestly, he was one of the nicest chaps I have ever come across, and you could see that she meant the world to him, and buying her the craft supplies just made them both so happy. It was really, really nice to be a part of.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah.
Sandra, have a fabulous birthday on Saturday, me love, and to your hubby. Oh, what a good egg. Thanks very much. If you would like to treat yourself, or maybe you too are the good egg of the family and want to treat someone else, let me just remind you briefly what is in this. I have got for you my traditional roses. I have got for you the poppies. I've also got your dahlias, as well as, of course, the fabulous paper pad, of which you're going to be getting 4 of each of the designs. So do feel free to multi-purchase those ones if you wish. It's time to get voting on demo of the show. What have we had today?
Let's have a look what we've been up to then. So we've got quite a few for you this afternoon. I'm quite pleased. So right at the top of the show, we had a look at the new craft kit that was out with those lovely little scenic layering dies in there. So that was the one that we did with all elements from the kit. The only thing I added to that was a little bit of white card to do the die cutting and the colouring with the ink on. So that was number 1. Number 2, we went to the Sunflower collection, and I showed you how to use that layering stamp in the kit there, and we made a nice little gift box with that as a feature on the front there. So that was number 2. Number 3 was that simple concept with those new framed Floral Create A Cards. I love when I'm showing these. I've got Erin in my ear and she's like, oh, I think number 2 is that. Oh, no, it might be number 3. Just like, she goes through them with me. So that one's number 3 there with the traditional roses on. Number 4, we're back to those sunflowers again. Ooh, are we moving on again, Erin? So just using that gorgeous Create A Card element there with other pieces from that collection was number 4. And then number 5, we went back to those frame florals again, and we used the poppy there on the front of that one in the pinks just to finish off. So 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 for you this evening with all of those.
Get voting on our socials. And whilst you are on the internet, don't forget about the summer season sale. I should have thought of one for sale. What's a sale? Does that make sense? Does your
The sail on the boat.
Yeah.
The sea under the sun.
That's what this impression is. That was obvious. Oh, was it more fishtail? I'll work on it.
Oh,
anyway, we have for you some major discounts on our website, up to 60%, some are higher, % off for you today. So do feel free to seize the moment whilst you are over there. Check out your baskets, and don't forget, we're going to announce a winner after the break, and I've got a sneaky preview. So don't go anywhere. Check out your baskets. We'll be back after this.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours. I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Welcome back to Crafters TV. How is your day going so far? Have we brought you some sunshine with our fabulous sunflowers? Have we brought you some fanciful florals with our frames today? Have you had a smile on your face like Sandra, whose hubby, Sandra's Sensational Hubster, bought her a collection, and then because it's her birthday on Saturday, and apparently Sandra's Sensational Hubby's name, aka Mike, aka Mike, says thank you for all the kind words. He is blushing. Oh, Mike, stop it, you. What's he like? We have also had Rachel, who said, I couldn't resist. I've had to get these Create A Card dies for extra paper pads. You're not alone. Do not worry. Loads of you treating yourself. And the great thing is you can treat yourself on a selection of things today, but I'm about to show you something that you have to wait for. It's a sneaky preview. We have got a sneaky preview that is all about, it's only coming out on the 21st, so it's not that far away. 23rd, sorry, I have got some scalloped edges and some cross-stitch squares, and I know, right? I keep on going. I've got some ditzy floral squares, which I think might be my favourite one. Gorgeous. Then, hey, cross-stitch rectangle on these ones. So can you see on these ones the little cross stitches in the corner? Great if you absolutely love and adore a cross-stitch stitching of any kind. And then last but by no means least, your scalloped edge rectangle. Now these are quite fun, aren't they?
They're a good size as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
I like those a lot. Yes, I particularly like the little cross-stitch one. I used to do a lot of cross-stitch when I was younger. But my eyes are not so hot now, so yeah, I end up spending more time peering at it than I do actually doing the cross stitch. But yeah, I love the sizes of those.
Snazzy, aren't they?
Beautiful.
Ooh, if you do fancy them, 23rd, this is
It's only a couple of days, isn't it?
not long, so the 21st already?
Yeah.
Already. I've just had a winning card through. Winning card of the show is numero uno.
Number one, that's the little scene. That's lovely. Yep, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so
Yep,
that is our
well
winning
done.
one. Now, shall we
bring
go?
you that one across? Shall I?
Oh, yeah,
Go
you
over there
can if
very
you like
quickly.
to.
Little bit of...
That's all right, it's the third one, you take your time. I have got for you today the three to
Have you
choose
got the
from.
craft along?
I have
Oh,
indeed.
yes, yes.
We have got for you here option number one. This is from our wake up call. I have also got for you option number two. This was our craft along today. And then I've got option number three, which Jan has just made now with our new box of tricks, number 49. Get onto socials and get voting for which one is your favourite for craft of the day or make of the day. If you do love this card and you voted for this card to be demo of the show, may I suggest you treat yourself? We have got this fabulous new interchangeable selection of scene dies. Now, we saw the wonderful Jan whip up this card earlier on, and I think you enjoyed the interchangeability of these. This is not a die that comes set out in that shape. As you can see with the sort of examples, let's say, on the front, you have got the chance to swip, swap, mix, match, interchange, make them smaller, larger, rounder, squarer, rectangular. You have got all of the opportunity to do that with these because of the way the dies work. This really could be an all-round, an all-year-round collection, couldn't it? So it could be wintry with kind of the smoke coming out of the beautiful little house. It could be moving into a new house card. It could be for going away walking. Do you know anyone who likes camping, walking? You can use it for that. It could, of course, be a forestry scene as well for sort of the mythical Lion Witch and the wardrobe detail. There's lots you could do with this. The interchangeable scene dies with over 200 elements. It's $24.99 or $24.95. So if you do want to seize the moment, now is most certainly the chance. As well as the ones on the lid, we have got some more inspiration. Head over to Jan.
I just think they're really, really cute. I love the fact that it's a slightly smaller size than what we normally work with. So the card blanks in the kit are just little 5-inch square cards, and then you have the matching envelopes to go with them. So it's slightly smaller than we used to, more of a 6x6 design, but it just gives you that scope to sort of play around with them. And like Becky said, you've got those sides of the apertures in 3 separate pieces, so you can place them wherever you want and create those designs. So this one's actually got just a piece of that lovely paper from the kit behind it, and then just die cutting into some white card, adding that little tiny bit of ink there just to sort of emphasize areas, and you've got yourself a beautiful little make there. Again, you know, swapping it out for a completely different color there. Again, we've just put the one aperture there, and we've got the little house with the smoke coming out the chimney. There's somebody definitely at home in that one. And I love how this one's had the little tiny sentiment stamped into the clouds up here. So again, just a different way of showing it there. But just look how, by adding the extra trees again, it's adding to that sort of perspective there, that there are things in the foreground and things in the background. Again, bringing that little lamppost back in again. So many different ways to do these, and these were the ones that I showed you earlier. This is the one that I took my inspiration from. I just added the little house into here as well, and then we had that lovely sort of nighttime scene where we've got the street lamp on there, really pretty with that paper behind it, and then again taking it sort of, you know, to a different level with the twisted easel there. Again, just bringing that paper in from the background. But again, these are all on those lovely little square cards, but there is nothing to stop you extending them and actually making them into a slightly bigger card. So this one's been put on a 5x7 back, and then just put the aperture on that front. You can just see it's almost a bit like a diorama, but with that aperture looking through, and I think that is stunning. Just in the blue and the white, it's striking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Really pretty.
It really does grab your attention, doesn't it? If you do want to recreate that in this box, there is oodles and oodles in there. Let's start off with the paper, shall we? Because that's usually the one we go to first. I have got a selection of colours in here, and they pair up really beautifully. So whether you want to go for that deep, rich and intense red, or you want to go a little bit midnight with the blues, or you want to bring in some of the teals and greens and lavenders and yellows, it's all in here for you. Actually, speaking of yellow, anyone had a little thought about sunflowers? Look how cool that'd go with the sunflower collection. Imagine that being a matte layer. That is gonna make it pop-a-roo. So yeah, that's just a thought, just in case you got it today. Also, these colours, I'll fan them out again. Whenever I do this, I always feel a bit like that woman who used to fan herself with the money on Wheel of Fortune. Do you remember? Anyway, we have got for you here a selection of smaller papers that fit perfectly the cards inside, that work great with the colour collection again. So you're getting loads of different designs in here, including pairing ones and including ones that are kind of a little bit bolder, watercolour design. So they're lovely. Also, just as a reminder, you are getting dewdrops within here. Now, these are like dewdrops, and the great thing is, if you're to look at them there, well, they're red, aren't they? But then switch it over onto another colour, they become a different colour, and you can colour the backing of these. You know they're going to work with anything because they just magnify that light and colour. That is just a tiny snippet of the over 200 elements that we have got within here. So well worth treating yourself to. We have had a winning demo of the day. Apparently, Susie said it was a runaway with number 2.
I thought it would be. I'm really pleased with that. It came up. I had this vision in my head of those 9 little squares, and I think just popping it in the frame there just finished it off nicely.
This is our craft along. So what we did with our award-winning craft along show is we showed you how to make this step by step live. If you want to watch it back, the shopping list is still online. Grab what you need today, get that discount whilst you can, and then follow on with this. Tomorrow, it's Becky Swan on with you, and we've got Debbie Fisher in as well. We've got Wake Up Call Masterclass on Bell Countryside, and we've also got Creative Cravings as well for you. When are you next in, Jan?
I think
Isn't it
my next
July the 4th?
visit
Big
is
event.
Pardon?
Is it big event July the 4th you're in?
I am on July the 4th, yes. What's happening?
July the 4th?
Big event.
Yeah. It's Independence Day.
Oh, right. I thought you meant big event here.
No, but I'm presuming we're
No,
gonna
I
have
was
cake.
talking to one of the girls earlier, and I said, you know, there might have to be a bit of red, white and blue in there for our American friends, might there? So I'll have a look and see what products I've got and see what I can bring. We'll have a bit of a party that day, I think, for all our American friends across the pond.
Lovely. Oh, well, thank you so much. I am back with you now on Saturday, which is when I've got Craig Bagel back with me. We've got Play Your Crafts Right. We've also got an embossing masterclass, and we've got Sharon Callis as well in the evening and 2. So we have got absolutely oodles. It's time for us to head on off now. To all of our American friends, enjoy your day. For all of our British friends, enjoy your evening. Wherever you are, thank you for joining us so much today. From myself, Jan, and the entire team, enjoy the rest of whatever you're doing. Carry on crafting, and we'll see you in a few. Bye-bye.